G'day everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you, as promised, how to deep dish a set of 164 alloy wheels. As you can see, here they are. This is what they look like when they come in the package. I'm going to be using a set of N008As. I'm going to be doing it on my test car here. As you can see, I've already done the front axle. That's just a standard install. If you watch one of my other videos there, it shows you how to assemble the axle. This poor car has been through quite a bit, different experiments with paint and things like that. Ultimately it should have been stripped down, but I like the decals on it, so I haven't done that. And so now I use it to try out different things. So the alloy wheels, I mean, they look great as they are. You don't necessarily need to deep dish them. As you can see, they look pretty fantastic in stock form. However, if you want to deep dish the rear of the wheels, you can see there, I can turn that slightly. It does give the car a little bit more of an aggressive look in the back end. So to do this, it is a bit tricky. It involves using some acetone or crazy glue remover. I found acetone didn't work great for me, so I've been using this stuff here, Uncure. Now, I will say, you know, the crazy glue remover will dissolve paint. Now, normally I've already pre-prepared these wheels here to show you how to do it. Otherwise I would not have any of these cars here, because it will dissolve paint, it'll dissolve plastic. In fact, I got a drop here on my work mat, and as you can see, it peeled up the rubber even, so I'm going to be very careful with that. I'm going to show you basically the most complicated install, because this is a painted wheel. Not all of the alloys are painted. They are photo etched parts, so it is metal. So it's safe. The metal is safe from the acetone, but the paint on the wheels will not be. So if you're going to apply acetone, I'll show you once we take the wheel apart here how I did it to ensure that I didn't damage any of the paint. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to have to disassemble the wheel. You're going to have to try and punch this back surface out of the wheel. Some of them are trickier than others. If you have a wheel that is just the silver photo etched, what you can do is you can just use your crazy glue dissolver or acetone. Like I said, acetone didn't work for me, but maybe it'll work for you. And you want to put it in there and let it dissolve the glue that's holding the wheel together, and then you should be more easily able to pop this out. I insert an axle into the wheel at a slight angle so that it goes through the first face but not through the second. Now, this came out really easily, I realize, and your wheel may not come out that easily. You may you know, have to put the thing upside down and give it a little bit of a forceful push. But like I said, I pre-prepared these wheels, so they are coming apart nicely. So what you're left with here is a wheel barrel and the face of the wheel, the photo etched part, is still in there. So what I do is I put a bit of that crazy glue Uncure on a little stick if I can, and then I just put it around on the inside. You don't need a whole lot, because if you blotch a whole bunch on there, you run the risk again of stripping the paint off here. Again, not a big deal if it's one of the gold or one of the silver wheels, because those are photo etched without paint. So once you've done that, what I do is I get in there with an X-Acto knife and I clean up all of the glue that's sort of started to soften up out of there, very gently with a sharp blade, not a dull messed up blade. You should always be using, you know, new drill bits, new blades, and take care of your tools. You need the right tools to be able to do the job, of course. So once that's done, what I have here is a variety of different diameter plastic and brass tubing that I've accumulated. You can buy a variety pack from your local hobby store. And to push the center out of the wheel, you want a tubing that is just the exact same inside diameter, sorry, almost, you know, a telescoping piece, because I want to push on the outside edge of this photo etched part. I don't want to push in the middle, because it is a very thin piece of stainless steel and you will bend it, and then you'll be spending a bunch of time trying to flatten the thing out. So I just place it face down on there, place my little piece in. Sometimes, depending on how your glue is, you may have to tap with something lightly on the back until that part comes out. And there we are, left with our wheel center, and there's our barrel. So at this point, what you want to do is clean out any other glue that might be in there. Again, you can take some uncure with a Q-tip if you want and clear the inside, or you can just scrape the inside with an X-Acto blade gently, because you don't want to put big scratches in your wheel. But you do want to clean that glue out of there, because otherwise you're going to see it when you reassemble the dish further inside, or when you, sorry, reassemble the face of the wheel deeper inside the into the barrel, so it's a deep dish wheel. So once that's cleaned out, you've got a wheelbarrow. Now you can see that this is not a, you know, you can't do it either way. This has a stepped ring in the middle of it there, and you need to ensure that that stepped ring is facing outward. Not all the wheels are like that, some are different. So this is the back of the barrel, and this is the front of the barrel. And put that aside for now. Be careful not to bend this little piece or scratch it. There's the wheel center. I've already cleaned the glue off the back, but you may have to do so, you know, either scrape it very gently with an X-Acto blade, or use a bit of acetone and a Q-tip. If you put acetone on a Q-tip, don't put it down and leave it next to any of your cars. Even if it's a day old, I left a Q-tip next to one of my cars one time, and it actually curled all the paint off of off the side of the car, which was unfortunate. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is, of course, install this cup, the rear cup, in the opposite orientation and push it down into the wheel. Now, I know some guys have been able to, you know, just pop that out, flip this around, and try and push it in through the back. And on this wheel, yeah, it works great, but on a lot of wheels it doesn't. You're not able to push it in through the back just because the cup is a little more flared. All right, so normally what I have to do with these wheels is install it through the front, which means I put the back of the barrel down, I push this in with a correct sized piece of tubing, and I push it until it goes down to the bottom. You do want to make sure that that's flat. Once that's done, what you want to do next is paint the inside of that cup a flat black or a gloss black or some kind of black, dark color, so that you don't see silver behind the face of the wheel in there. That would be not good. So that's going to be our next step here, is to take a bit of paint. I'm just going to use some testers. You can use whatever you want. It really doesn't matter as long as it's black. And I'm just going to paint the inside of the rim. I mean, this is not something that needs to be detailed for the Sistine Chapel or anything like that. You just need to make it dark so that you can't see behind the wheel. So I'm just going to do that quickly here. Maybe mix this up a little better. This paint has gone kind of crunchy. It must be a little bit old. That's okay. You know, maybe this paint isn't going to work. I might have to crack open another one. Yeah, this paint is no good. Okay, well, there you go. Make sure your paint is good. So that's going in the garbage. I'm not going to waste any time with stuff that does not work, because we just end up causing problems down the road. So bear with me here. Sorry for the delay. We'll go with Tamiya acrylic. Yes, this one looks better. All right, so I'm just going to clean up. I did get a little bit of solvent from the oil paint in the wheel, so now that I'm using an acrylic, I'm going to want to clean that up. Make sure there's no residue. Good. And just goop some paint on the inside there. Make sure we have some nice coverage. And, you know, doesn't need to be up the walls of the cup, just in the back. So there we go. We painted the inside of that wheel. Just going to put that aside for now. I'll clean that brush properly later. Okay, so now we have an inside wheel. It's painted black, so we're not going to see it. I would, at this point, take just a bit of crazy glue. Flip the wheel around. just touch it on the back so that your wheel cup stays in place. It doesn't have to be glued all the way around, it just needs to be held in place. Be very careful when you're using glue and things around other vehicles. Last thing you want to do is splotch a bunch of acetone or glue on your windows, and then you're trying to polish things. Again, this is my test car, right? So she's had a challenging life. Okay, so there we go. Inside wheel is painted, the cup is glued. Now the next thing we want to do is put this wheel face in place. So what I do is I just push this in on top like that. I find the correct size piece of brass tubing. I'll line it up. Again, I don't want to bend this little piece because I'll be sorry. I've managed to glue my wheel to the base there. No, it's okay. All right. And I just push that down nice and evenly until it contacts the top of the cup. And look at that. I have a deep dish wheel. Just like that. Ta-da! So there you go. That is how you deep dish a wheel. Pretty easy when everything comes apart nicely. Can be a heck of a challenge when it doesn't. Again, do this at your own risk. These wheels are more expensive than others, but well worth the investment, trust me. And you don't want to damage them. But, you know, with risk comes great reward. So enjoy that. If you're looking for these wheels, I do distribute them in Canada. You can contact me through my Instagram page. Thanks for watching.